刘培元的英文教室啊，知识阅读篇第100集啊，回顾44到46。所以有的时候我们看文章啊，前面我们都解说过啊，但是找个时间回顾一下，也温故知新也不错啊。因为是回顾，所以我只用念的意思就不讲了啊。那如果有人觉得啊，我这个里面一些字啊比较难或句子不太了解，就是去看前面。也麻烦大家分别订阅我15个 YouTube 频道，因为我一共15个，所以分别可以订15个。所以我们这一期就是谈这个回顾汤姆克鲁斯啊跟尼可基曼汤姆克鲁斯年轻中年的时候一点也不老。我们来看他的介绍，汤姆克鲁斯。In 1976, if he had told 14-year-old Franciscan seminary student Thomas Cruise Mapother IV that one day, in the not-too-distant future, he would be Tom Cruise, one of the top 100 movie stars of all time, he would have probably grinned and tell you that his ambition was to join the priesthood. Nevertheless, the sensitive, deeply religious youngster who was born in 1962 in Syracuse, New York, was destined to become one of the highest paid and most sought after actors in screen history. Tom is the only son among 4 children of nomadic parents. Mary Lee, a special education teacher, and Thomas Cruise Mapother III, an electrical engineer. His parents were both from Louisville, Kentucky, and he had German, Irish, and English ancestry. Young Tom spent his boyhood always on the move, and by the time he was 14, he had attended 15 different schools in the U.S. and Canada. He finally settled in Glen Ridge, New Jersey, with his mother and her new husband. While in high school, Tom wanted to become a priest, but pretty soon he developed an interest in acting and abandoned his plans of becoming a priest, dropped out of school, and at age 18 headed for New York and a possible acting career. The next 15 years of his life are the stuff of legends. He made his film debut with a small part in Endless Love, and from the outset exhibit an undeniable box office appeal to both male and female audiences. With handsome movie star looks and a charismatic smile, within 5 years Tom Cruise was starring in some of the top grossing films of the 1980s, including Top Gun, The Color Money, Rain Man, The Born of the 4th of July. By the 1990s, he was one of the highest paid actors in the world, earning an average $15 million a picture. In such a blockbuster hits as Interview with the Vampire Chronicles, Mission Impossible, and Jerry Maguire, for which he received an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor. Tom Cruise's biggest franchise, Mission Impossible, has also earned a total of $3 billion worldwide. Tom Cruise has also shown lots of interest in producing, with his biggest producer credits being the Mission Impossible franchise. In 1990, he renounced his devout Catholic beliefs and embraced the Church of Scientology, claiming that Scientology teachings had cured him of the dyslexia that had plagued him all of his life. A kind, thoughtful man well known for his compassion and generosity, Tom Cruise is one of the best-liked members of the movie community. He was married to actress Nicole Kidman until 2001. Tom Cruise Mapother IV is indeed come a long way from the lonely wandering of his youth to become one of the biggest movie stars ever. 好，另外一个是介绍安吉莉娜裘莉 ，Angelina Jolie。这个强沃特女儿，她是强沃特女儿她是天生金发但是她都是染发染成棕色的。那玛丽莲梦露呢是天生黑发都染成金发，这两个人就刚好相反。 Angelina got a major break in 1999 when she won the leading role in the successful feature The Bone Collector, starring alongside Denzel Washington. In that same year, Jolie gave a tour de force performance in Girl Interrupted, playing opposite Winona Ryder. The movie was a true story of women who spent time in psychiatric hospital. Jolie's role was reminiscent of Jack Nicholson's character in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, the role which won Nicholson his first Oscar. Unlike Cuckoo, Girl was a small film that received mixed reviews and barely made money at the box office. But when it came time to give out awards, Jolie won the Triple Crown. Girl paralleled her to win the Golden Globe Award, the SAG Award, and Academy Award for Best Leading Actress and Supporting Role. With a newfound prominence, Jolie began to get in-depth attention from the press. Numerous aspects of her controversial personal life became news. At her wedding to her Hackers co-star Johnny Lee Miller, she displayed her husband's name on the back of her shirt painted in her own blood. Jolie and Miller divorced in 2000. She married her Pushing Tim co-star Billy Bob Thornton. Jolie had become the fifth wife of a man 20 years her senior. During her marriage to Thornton, the spouses each wore a vial of the other's blood around their necks. The marriage came apart in 2002 and ended in divorce. In addition, Jolie was entangled from her famous father, John Voight. In 2000, Jolie was asked to star in Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. At first, she expressed disinterest, but then decided that the required training for the athletic role was intriguing. The Croft character was drawn from a popular video game. Lara Croft was a female cross between Indiana Jones and James Bond. When the film was released, critics were unimpressed with the final product, but critical acclaim wasn't the point of the movie. The public had paid $275 million for theater tickets to see a buff-up Jolie portray the adventures of Lara Croft. Jolie's father, John Voight, appeared in Croft, and during filming there was a brief rapprochement between father and daughter. One of the Croft's movies' filming location was Cambodia. While there, Jolie witnessed the natural beauty, culture, and the poverty of the country. She considered this an eye-opening experience, and so began the humanitarian chapter of her life. Jolie began visiting refugee camps around the world and came to be formally appointed as a Goodwill Ambassador for the United Nations High Commissioners for Refugees. Some of her experiences were written and published in her popular books, Notes from My Travels. Jolie has stated that she now plans to spend most of her time in humanitarian efforts to be financed by her actual salary. She devotes 1/3 of her income to savings, 1/3 to living expenses, 1/3 to charity. In 2002, Angelina adopted a Cambodian refugee boy named Maddox, and in 2005 adopted an Ethiopian refugee girl named Zahara. Jolie's dramatic feature film, Beyond the Borders, parallels some of her real-life humanitarian experiences, although, despite the inclusion of a romance between two Westerners, many of the movie's images were too depressingly realistic. The film was not popular among critics or at the box office. In 2004, Jolie began filming Mr. and Mrs. Smith, with co-star Brad Pitt. The film became a major box office success. There were rumors that Pitt and Jolie had an affair while filming Smith. Jolie insists that because of her mother had been hurt by adultery, she herself could never participate in an affair with a married man. Therefore, there had been no affair with Pitt at that time. Nonetheless, Pitt separated from his wife Jennifer Aniston in January 2005, and in the months that followed, he was frequently seen in public with Jolie, apparently as a couple. Pitt's divorce was finalized later in 2005. Jolie and Pitt announced in early 2006 that they would have a child together, and Jolie gave birth to daughter Sheila Dame. They also adopted a 3-year-old Vietnamese boy named Pax. The couple, who married in 2014 and divorced in 2019, continue to pursue the movie and humanitarian projects, and now have a total of 6 children. 好，我们这一集回顾到这里。